So the video you're about to see was recorded back in 2021, but the material is really good and I hope you'll enjoy it as a more condensed version. This first installment on the series on cognitive changes in Parkinson's disease is going to inform you specifically at this point about the decreases in dopamine and how they can affect not only the basal ganglia but also other parts of the brain, and the cascade of effects that can happen that can result in these cognitive changes that are going to happen. So sit back, enjoy the show, and welcome to Parkinson's disease education.
So overall, cognitive changes will affect 95% of people with Parkinson's disease. That's a big number. But as you'll see, there's a reason why that number is so large. So with that being said, only 25 to 30% of those people will develop what's called a true dementia. Up to 50% of people with Parkinson's will have some form of behavioral changes, potentially personality changes, and anxiety. Decreased dopamine also affects an area of the brain called the nucleus accumbens. I apologize, I may have spelled this incorrectly. I think it might have two C's, but I'm going to let it go. The nucleus accumbens is the area of the brain in part responsible for things like impulse control, behavior, personality, anxiety, and hallucinations. Or when it's impaired, you can have personality changes, anxiety, and hallucinations. So in other words, visuospatial orientation, that's a function of the nucleus accumbens. Personality, and regulating behavior. In other words, if that area of the brain is impaired, you might be really tempted to say something mean to somebody who insults you. Instead of holding back, you just say it. Or you may have issues with impulse control for gambling or sexual activity, things like that. So those can be impaired by Parkinson's disease because of decreased dopamine. So that's two areas of cognition that dopamine affects directly. Let's talk just a little bit more about executive function. So we talked about task planning, multitasking, other dysfunctions of the executive parts of the brain, frontal lobe, are troubles finding words. Also, you can have fixation on topics. So think one-track minded, but times 10. Just won't move on from this topic, obsessed with a topic, can't move on, can't change tracks, so to speak. And that can be associated with issues with frontal lobe and executive dysfunction. Depth perception is another area of the frontal lobe, and that can be why people can seem a little more clumsy, maybe bumping into things a little bit more, things like that. So those are other examples of frontal lobe issues.
That wraps up this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your feedback in the comments and letting us know if you like these shorter condensed versions and you want to see more of this. We're going to continue with this series on cognitive changes the next few weeks, so we'll let you know when the new one's going to come out. Should be about a week from this video, so look forward to you watching it. Thanks for being here. As always, be empowered. Catch you in the next video.